Pusha T didn't need to leak anything. All it took was one line, and the entire internet lost its mind. I got the video. Lucky I ain't TMZ it. That's it. No upload, no clip, no visual proof. Just a lyrical warning tucked into a bar on So Be It. And within hours, fans were already acting like they saw the footage themselves. Twitter spun up conspiracies. Reddit went into full forensic mode. TikTok edits popped up with fake audio and blurred screenshots. It didn't matter if the video was real. The threat was. And when Pusha T hints at something, people believe it. This is the same man who dropped a single bar and ended Drake's clean image overnight. So when he says he's sitting on something about Travis Scott, people pay attention. Even if it's smoke, it feels like fire. And that's the genius of it. No proof, no explanation, just tension. Because in 2025, implying you have dirt is almost more dangerous than dropping it. And Travis, he's suddenly trending again, just not for music. Now let's talk about what this footage might actually be, if it even exists at all. Nobody has seen the footage, not a single frame, not a single leak, no screenshots, no audio, nothing, just a lyric. And yet, the entire culture is treating it like it's real. That's how powerful Pusha T's presence is. He didn't say what the footage shows, when it was recorded, or even why it matters. He just said he has it. And suddenly, Travis Scott is in the hot seat. But now fans are split. Some swear it's real, pointing to years of quiet tension between Travis, Kanye, and Pusha as proof there's something shady in the vault. Others say it's bluff, just Pusha being theatrical, tossing a lyrical grenade to stir the pot. Either way, the damage is done. Travis's name is tangled in speculation. The possibility alone is messing with his brand. Because here's the catch. If Pusha's bluffing, it's brilliant. If he's not, it's lethal. And the silence around it? That's what makes it worse. Everyone's staring at Travis like, yo, what's he hiding? Now, let's get into why Pusha chose to drop that bar now. Because timing like this, it's never random. Pusha T doesn't throw out bars like that, unless there's a bigger play in motion. So why now? Why sneak in a line about damaging footage of Travis Scott at this exact moment? Simple, leverage. Travis is in the middle of gearing up for a new rollout. There's buzz, there's momentum, and there's silence in the Drake versus Kendrick war. Pusha stepping back into the conversation with a single bar doesn't just shake Travis, it shakes the entire structure around him. Because when Pusha speaks, the room shifts. And let's not forget, Travis aligned himself with Drake when it mattered most. Meltdown wasn't just a flex track, it was a line in the sand. And now with Kendrick taking the throne and Drake under fire, Travis looks exposed, vulnerable, and Pusha's reminding him, I never forgot. This line wasn't about clout, it was a trigger. A reminder that even when Travis thinks he's in the clear, someone out there is still holding receipts. Whether real or not, that lyric didn't just shake Travis, it reminded the entire industry that Pusha still moves chess pieces. And now with that said, let's talk about Travis's response or lack of one. Not a tweet, not a bar, not a whisper. Travis Scott has said nothing since Pusha dropped that line, and that silence, it's louder than any response. Some fans are calling it smart, don't feed the fire, don't validate the threat. But others see something different, fear. Because if there really is footage and Travis knows what it is, then staying quiet might be survival, not strategy. This isn't a typical rap beef. Travis isn't built for lyrical warfare. He doesn't do diss tracks. He thrives in the shadows, vibes, visuals, and stadium smoke. But now, he's being baited into a war where the only weapon is truth, or the illusion of it. And by saying nothing, he's letting the internet write the story for him. Every hour that passes without a response, fans fill the gaps. Is he scared? Is he guilty? Does he even know what Pusha's talking about? That uncertainty is its own form of exposure, and if Travis thinks ignoring it will make it disappear, he hasn't learned what happens when you try to ghost someone like Pusha T. But let's talk about the brilliance of this move. A diss with no track, no beat, no proof, no visuals, just one cold lyric, and the whole culture's on pause. That's what makes this move by Pusha T so deadly. It wasn't a traditional diss. There was no dramatic hook, no back-to-back verses, no explosive single, just a threat wrapped in a bar. I got the video, lucky I ain't TMZ it. That's it. And it still hijacked headlines, stirred paranoia, and put Travis Scott under the microscope without lifting a finger, because Pusha knows something most rappers don't. You don't need to drop a bomb when a whisper will do the job. The genius here isn't in the aggression, it's in the restraint. He didn't have to diss Travis, he just had to suggest he could, and the effect, immediate. Suddenly, Travis is trending, fans are questioning alliances, brands are side-eyeing, and Travis, he's boxed in. No diss to respond to, no leak to deny, just a ghost hovering over his every move. That's not rap beef, that's psychological warfare, and Pusha's mastered it. Now, the question that's haunting everyone is, what if the footage is real and still coming? That's the question Travis Scott can't outrun, because even though nothing has surfaced, the possibility alone is damaging. Every time his name trends now, it's not about music. It's about that one bar Pusha T dropped, and the silence around it is deafening. Pusha hasn't clarified, Travis hasn't denied, no insiders have stepped in, and that leaves a vacuum, one that fans, bloggers, and the entire hip-hop world are filling with suspicion. Maybe the footage is minor, maybe it's career-ending, maybe it doesn't exist at all. But until someone says something, Travis is stuck in limbo, walking a tightrope between damage control and denial. Because if it is real, and Pusha's just waiting for the right moment, that's a loaded weapon, pointed directly at Travis's legacy. Every day it doesn't drop, only builds more pressure, more curiosity, more fear, and Travis knows if it does exist and it leaks, it won't be a diss track that ends him. It'll be silence followed by shock. So the only question left is Pusha bluffing, or is Travis sitting on a countdown clock with no clue when it hits 0? This isn't just about a lyric anymore, it's about what happens next. Travis Scott has built a career on aesthetic, energy, and escapism. He's the festival god, the brand favorite, the rapper who rarely talks but always sells. But now, that silence is working against him, because this moment, this vague, menacing line from Pusha T might become the defining pivot in his career, not because something dropped, but because of what it represents. Vulnerability, disloyalty, a crack in the armor. Even if the footage never surfaces, the fear that it could is reshaping how people see Travis. No longer the untouchable outsider, no longer the neutral force in rap civil wars. He's now a target, and targets get questioned. In an era where legacy is built not just on music, but on perception, this might be the first time Travis doesn't control the narrative. That's dangerous, because once the public starts rewriting your story, it's hard to take the pen back. And if Pusha's goal was to knock Travis off balance, it's working, not with noise, but with uncertainty. But do you think Travis will take back control, or keep letting silence write his legacy? At some point, the silence stops looking strategic and starts looking like surrender. And that's where Travis Scott is now. Every day that passes without a response, without a denial, without a single word, he's giving the internet more room to reshape his image. Pusha T didn't leak anything. He didn't even say Travis's name. But the bar hit so hard, it exposed the one thing Travis has never had to face head on: accountability. This isn't a PR team fixing a festival set. This isn't a sponsorship rollout. This is personal. It's rap. And in rap, silence has a shelf life. Either you speak, or the culture decides who you are for you. So what's the move? Does Travis finally address the line? Does he call Pusha's bluff and demand proof? Or does he keep ducking, hoping the moment fades? The truth is, the moment's not fading, it's growing. Every podcast, every TikTok recap, every headline is adding fuel. If Travis wants to stay above it, he'll have to rise through it, not around it. Because right now, he's not in control. He's in check, and all eyes are on one thing, which is, what will Travis do before someone else does it for him? The industry's watching, and so is everyone else. Behind the scenes, execs are watching, sponsors are paying attention, collaborators are reconsidering, because when Pusha T makes a move like this, subtle, surgical, and dripping with intent, it sends a signal far beyond bars. It says, this artist might be compromised. Whether the footage exists or not, that implication alone is enough to shake the foundation Travis built. His brand thrives on mystery, on detachment, on always being one step removed from the chaos. But now he's in the center of it with no filter and no buffer. And let's not ignore what this means for his future. Will brands want to gamble on a narrative that's spiraling out of his control? Will artists like Kendrick or even Kanye speak on it next? Because when Pusha moves, others follow, even if they don't say it out loud. Travis isn't just facing a potential PR storm, he's facing a shift in how the culture views him. And for someone who's always floated above it all, that fall might be the hardest part. So let's bring it home with the final question. Is the damage already done? At this point, it almost doesn't matter whether the footage is real. The idea of it, the threat, the silence, the tension has already done what most diss tracks can't. It made Travis Scott look exposed, not just to fans, but to the industry, to his peers, and maybe even to himself. That's the brilliance of Pusha T's move. He weaponized a rumor without ever needing proof, and Travis, the king of curated mystery, suddenly looks like he has something to hide, whether it's true or not, whether it ever surfaces or not. That's the power of implication, and it might have already shifted how people see him, because Travis's whole image was built on control, visual control, sonic control, brand control, and now that control is slipping, slowly, quietly, but noticeably. If he doesn't act soon, the narrative will solidify, not with evidence, but with assumption, and once that happens, it won't be a bar or a beat that defines him. It'll be the fact that he said nothing when it mattered most. So what happens now? Only two people know. One's Travis, the other is still holding the footage. If you made it this far, like and subscribe, because this story isn't over.